Hello and welcome to the 37th and final high school roundup of the season. With Kenitra Pulliams, I'm Lee Fleisig. Water everywhere, and it is wreaking havoc on a very important holiday weekend for high school championships.
Put the potato salad on ice and leave the beans simmering on low in the crock pot. If you had Saturday afternoon cookout plans, you might want to push it to dinner because there are plenty of high school games, makeup games populating the Saturday schedule.
Or just make it a picnic and take in a couple games. What do you say? Let's start with Kansas 6A baseball quarterfinals. Olathe South and Washburn Rural over at KU. Rural, the put out and the ball game is over. Washburn Rural pulls off the upset as the number 7 seed, beating the number 2, 5-2, the final score.
More quarterfinal action. Wichita West and Shawnee Mission East. No score, top of the take 'em how you can get a run rule for Shawnee Mission East. That's how it ends, 11-1 over Wichita West. But then persistent rain interrupted, delayed, postponed, and forced the 6A tournament to be rescheduled. They will try again on Saturday morning with Blue Valley and Free State in the semifinals at 10. Dave Stewart dodged raindrops in Lawrence, and he has the story.
The dugouts are empty after rain stopped play for good at about 3:30.
From Lawrence, I'm Dave Stewart, Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
Thanks, Dave. Well, here's another look at the updated yet incomplete 6A baseball picture. Top seed Blue Valley plays Free State in one semifinal. Topeka Washburn Rural plays Shawnee Mission East in the other. The winner of the two semifinal games will play for the 6A crown Saturday afternoon, weather permitting, of course.
Spawn insane and pray for rain. That was a famous poem for the 48 Boston Braves, who had two of the best pitchers in the game and needed a little help to get them back on the mound. We'll find out what this delay does for Riley Pine of Aquinas and his Saints. They sent him to the mound Friday in the quarterfinals against Topeka Seaman. Take a look at the action. A pretty good pitcher's duel in this one. Pine, rated the number 2 prospect in the latest Baseball America, facing Ryan Zefferjan, both with 6-1 records. Pine with 6 fewer earned runs allowed this year. Strikeouts about even. Pike committed to LSU, likely a top 3 pick next month. Jefferson signed with KU. Two of the top prospects going at it. Kansas 5A quarterfinals postponed Thursday. Played 10 a.m. Friday morning down in. 2 runs come in to score to make it 3-0. The Saints hold on to win it 3-1 and advance to the 5A semifinals. So here's your schedule in Wichita on Saturday. Aquinas and Mays will play the first semifinal at 12 o'clock. The winner to get Shawnee Heights out of Topeka in the championship game, weather permitting, on Saturday afternoon.
In the NCAA Softball Super Regionals, Olathe South alum Alex Hugo turned in a super defensive play assist for Georgia. The ball bounced off the first baseman. Hugo was backing her up, made a diving stop and throw from her stomach for the out. The Bulldogs knocked off number 1 Florida, the 2-time defending national champs. Georgia earns its first trip to the Women's College World Series since 2010. Hopefully that effort will inspire her alma mater as Olathe South looks to repeat as Kansas 6A softball state champs. The 6A tournament back in Olathe South moving on.
It was really great how we just worked as a team, and I'm glad we pulled through that. That was our hardest competition. They're such a great team.
It's one of the best teams in the state by far. I have a lot of respect for that program. I am proud of the girls, but really this is what seniors do. You know, Lexi's a senior. She comes in and closes the door. A lot of our hits today were by our seniors. You know, these guys don't want to go home.
What do you guys need to do on Saturday to come out and defend that state title?
We just need to do our job, to keep things simple, don't get nervous, you know, stay calm. Everyone's doing a job, and that's what, together the best. That's our motto.
Olathe South is where it wants to be, well rested and into the finals, 1 win away from repeating. Falcons waiting to see who it will play. Olathe East and Topeka Washburn Rural have a semifinal still to play Saturday at 11. The winner of that game gets the Falcons Saturday afternoon for the big trophy. If you're jonesing for state track and field, we've got you covered. One Liberty sophomore broke the school record in the long jump earlier this season. Now she takes flight on the big stage. Her story next on the Roundup.
Welcome back to the Roundup. Missouri girls soccer quarterfinals in Class 3. Scion travels to Grain Valley for a noon match. In Class 4, it's Lee Summit playing host to Nixa at 12. And the other quarterfinal action, St. Teresa's will play Park Hill at Park Hill South. They'll kick that one off at 6 o'clock. The state's Final Four begins next Friday. Class 2 quarterfinals for the Pius girls looking for a return trip to the Warriors would win at 1-0 to take the quarterfinal and make their second consecutive trip to that Final Four. Congratulations. So the Class 2 semifinals are set. Notre Dame meet on the other side of the bracket.
Being prepared is part of the plan for the Liberty girls track program. Pam Cook took her team, many of them freshmen at the time, to the state meet last year so that they could get a feel of what it was like. This week, they practiced in the rain to get acclimated since there's an 80% chance of storms in Jeff City this weekend. Avery Jones takes it all in stride.
Keeping up with the Jones might, track coach. In Liberty, Kenitra Pulliam's Time Warner Cable Sports Channel.
So Jones finishes third in the long jump, suspended because of weather at 6:30 this evening.
And the pole vault to come, right?
Next year.
A win in sectionals gave Lee Summit West coach Jay Meyer his 300th career victory, which took him by surprise, he said. But he knew exactly what was at stake next against Staley in the quarterfinals, where a win put his Titans into the state semifinals. Lee Summit West gets Francis Howell Thursday title game against either Scott City or Mountain Grove. Only 2 teams can lay claim to every Kansas 6A swimming title ever, and they're both from the Sunflower League.
Last year, Free State, which won the first ever 6A championship, ended Shawnee Mission East's 5-year reign on the throne. The Lancers look to take back the title, and Blue Valley Southwest, well, they're just turning into a swimming and diving dynasty. Katie Falco has the story.
We'll start with 5A, where the Grunhard. Congratulations to all the swimmers who made it to Topeka this year. And for Time Warner Cable Sports Channel, I'm Katie Falco.
Thank you, Katie. Up next, we have softball action, and we'll check in on Kansas State soccer. That's all still to come here on the High School Roundup on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Welcome back to the Roundup. Lots of rescheduling to do this weekend. The Kansas baseball bracket has been reset in 4A, hoping to make it to Sunday's title game.
How about 4A Division I softball? Hayes and Piper in Salina 10-5. Words of comfort. The top 2 teams advance to the semifinals. Piper making it. Leaf, take it away.
Kansas 6A soccer got started in Junction City and was promptly shut down by the rain and lightning and weather. They'll pick it up again on Saturday between Shawnee Mission West and Manhattan. So the schedule looks like this. The Vikings will resume their match.
More live soccer action. Aquinas on the 3-1. Mays was number 4 in the entire country.
4 through 1A soccer, celebrate Bishop Miege. You're moving on after a 1-0 win in overtime. Another area team with a chance to join them does fall in this one, however, 3-2 the final score. So Miege will play for the title on Saturday. That's a full night of action, even with the rain delays.
To be continued, though. I mean, we didn't even talk about like the Kansas State track meet in Wichita. That gets rained out, so there's so much more left to be. There's so much hardware that's still dry in a case waiting to be handed out.
It's a good thing it's a holiday weekend too, right? It's just a little.
School's out. It's not like they have finals to study for or anything.
We were never really lucky enough to play after school had ended.
No.
But that sounds like a lot of fun. All you have to concentrate on is your state championship games.
I just want to know, like the baseball in Lawrence. How does Bill Self feel about all of those high school baseball players on the court inside Allen Fieldhouse just running amok?
It takes you back to your early days, Coach, probably, when you're trying to round up a bunch of 10, 11, or 12-year-olds and try to keep them in line. So congratulations. We'll keep an eye on all those events this weekend, and we'll bring that to you all right here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Thank you to all the hardworking men and women for a great season of High School Roundup, our producer Kyle Hass, and everybody back in the control room and all over the newsroom.
And we'll see you in August.